my name is Zach, and I'm a Super Mario Odyssey speedrunner. I'm around 150th on leaderboard to the PB of 102.20. This is Jambo. Jambo is pretty good at this game. He's 4th in the world with a PB of 57.49, almost 5,000 hours of playtime, and a myriad of other insane achievements. As it turned out, we happened to apply to the same university, and after getting the grades we needed, I beat his ass, we decided we needed to meet up and try out an Odyssey 2-player speedrun. Although a lot of people know that Odyssey has a 2-player mode, I feel like his any percent speedrun category isn't very well known even within the speedrunning community. Surprisingly enough, the theoretical best possible time for a 2-player run is a whole minute faster than its 1-player counterpart. In 2-player mode, one person controls Mario while the other controls his hat, Cappy. Cappy has 2 abilities, the Vault, which can bounce Mario off the ground and in midair, and the Cap Throw, which allows him to move independently of Mario to spawn moons, collect coins, and capture enemies. Despite having only 2 moves, Cappy expands the scope of Mario's moveset dramatically. What makes this category less popular then is simply the logistics. Finding 2 runners with a high enough skill level and close enough proximity to grind out hundreds or even thousands of hours of runs is almost impossible. The only alternative for this is having one person play as Mario with their hands and Cappy with their feet, which although sounds ridiculously hard, is actually how the top 2 runners at the time played. So that brings us to the 29th of October, where our journey began. With absolutely no prior practice and only ever meeting each other once, we met up, booted upstream, and launched straight into a 2-player run. Before even getting out of the First Kingdom, a chat member redeemed this channel point reward, which prevents us from doing Mooncave Skip at the end of the run, losing around 3 minutes. I'll let that act as an indication of how the rest of this run went. Also, I forgot to put this in the script, but since Jambo is way better at the game than me, he played Mario and I played Cappy. Alright, now the run. I think the first thing we do is I'm going to double bounce you up to lever and then capture lever and you just roll off.
That might require too much coordination. Thank you,
No, so you just need to stop.
7.
Very nice,
Perfect.
very nice. Okay, I can get the door as well. Do chest dram? No way, that's a thing.
You expect
Should
too
we
much
try?
of us, Gorgon.
Should we try?
I think that'll end.
No, this is just a try
okay,
out.
you know
and see
what? Let's
happens.
go for it.
Okay, and then I'm
Just
just
and
gonna
then
circle
go
around.
Go on. Go on.
Chest.
Because we got the chest.
Can I get this? But
Yeah.
it's too high.
Yeah.
It's not too high.
You just jump.
You can jump.
You can, yeah.
I mean, oh no, it doesn't do anything. I see.
Oh,
no! I was trying
you
to
melon! Oh god!
What was that? What happened?
I don't know. I think I shook too much.
I've got it.
No, the
Oh,
can.
where are you?
I should have tilted it up as far.
I'll bounce it out.
Thank you.
I'll bounce it again.
God,
What?
We're too good.
Oh, those.
You could send Cappy out. No! Oh! Nice. Get them all individually.
No!
No!
I lost all of the time in that room. If there's a capture wearing a hat, how do I capture that? Because
That's probably why people do Snowdrum first.
I'm gonna miss.
No.
We're trying. Alright, usually we would skip this entire section, saving like 2 or 3 minutes with a pretty easy jump.
What do you want to do here?
Oh, I know Mooncave strats. I know them.
Do you want the controller?
Oh no, I don't want the controller. Oh! No! Oh, you baby! You baby! You little baby man! Crash it between these 2 and wall jump all the way up. Jeez. We're gonna beat the game. We can't get this up on 10, unfortunately. It's gonna be like a 112. It's not gonna be that bad. Alright, I'll get a checkpoint.
Very good. Come
Oh,
on.
you nearly died.
I can do this.
No, you can't. When was the last time you did 2 DSS? No shot!
Yeah!
No shot!
I don't know.
That was a little bit
It was
whatever.
a
It's the 44. Yeah. But now that we got a feeling for how this game mode works, we followed up straight away with another run that was a lot more successful, and ended the night with a 1:03:07. For only a couple of hours of playtime, it was honestly pretty insane to be nearly top 20 on leaderboards and less than a minute off my one-player PB. However, I can't really take too much credit for that. Since nearly everything that's possible to do as Mario in one player is possible in two player, this run mostly consisted of Jambo using his mad gamer skills to pull off awesome movement and tricks, with me kinda helping sometimes, I guess. I thought you were gonna stop moving. Here's the thing. If Jambo was to do a one player run with no practice, he'd probably be able to get a sub-hour time or even a 58 without much hesitation. So what's with the 103? Two-player is a very weird game mode, and it's pretty clear Nintendo didn't put too much effort into polishing it since it was likely designed for the jealous kid whose brother got a Switch for Christmas. It's impossible to buffer some inputs during other animations such as jumps on tight platforms, which makes tricks such as Snowdram considerably harder without two-player tech. Due to this, roll cancels, a vital piece of movement tech to high-level speedruns, now require you to press the Y and B buttons on the exact same frame, which is much harder than it sounds. This makes motion control roll cancels practically unachievable, as swinging the controller on a specific frame just can't be done consistently by humans. If Cappy is out, Mario will do a fake throw when you press Y, which although is useful in a lot of instances, can eat cap throws without perfect timing. You can't interact with objects or characters if they're off camera, making the countless dram techniques in 90% completely redundant. You can't use the first person camera mode, like, at all. All of this combined makes it very hard to play at a high level without Cappy's help and great coordination with it. However, with our potential for the category through the roof, we push towards one goal, one of the highest respected and prestigious goals in the history of speedrunning, and one SMO runners have sought after since the game came out. Need to go.
I'll want Pillar.
Oh,
That was so close. Nice pillars. Very nice pillars.
28.
I could have definitely 50'd that. I made a mistake.
29.
Nice. Nice. That no.
Wow, that was really good. That's fine.
Maybe.
I think we need to do that thing. So we're landing too far in the center of that platform. Oh, slightly to the right there. Yeah, look at that. We need 3 seconds. This is still PB's, but
This is tight.
very tight. Okay. Good. You got that. Very well done. Don't say that, because things can go wrong. That's a good start. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's 59, right?
Let's fucking go!
Dude, it's 4:03 a.m. Get me off my chair! And there it was. We'd broken the barrier and taken our place as 5th on the leaderboards. As incredible as an achievement this was though, we just couldn't shake off the sheer amount of potential we had in this category. During this grind, we managed to get a 215 Cap Kingdom gold, which, although seems pretty insignificant, only a very small handful of runners have ever achieved this, and it ties the current world record for Cap Kingdom in one player. I think it was this small detail alone that set our sights on something much higher than sub-hour. The any% 2-player world record. At the time, it stood at a 58:30, which, although was very respectable, especially for one person controlling both characters, it was less than 15 seconds off our sum of best that was pretty damn suboptimal. We had just one problem though. It was less than 3 weeks until our university broke up for Christmas and we'd be home for a month and a half. With first and second place holders 040 and Gorgonim on the grind again, this break would give them a huge opportunity to lower their PBs into the 57 range, which both runners were very capable of, and we were not. Beyond this, coming back after a 6-week break is a recipe for rust and perhaps even weeks more of grinding just to get back on the same playing field as before the holidays. If we wanted any chance of getting a 58 or even a world record, we'd have to do it soon. But over the next few weeks, we just hit brick wall after brick wall. Our sum of best was lowering close to 57 and our coordination skill was just rising and rising, but we never seemed to get a good enough run. Eventually, it got to the last stream before we went home for Christmas. Following a successful Christmas dinner and armed with Christmas hats and a little bit of alcohol, we got to work on our final run of the year. And this is how it started. And after absolutely powering through early game, we left Sand with a 10:09 exit, putting us 17 seconds ahead of our PB, but giving us only around 35 seconds of wiggle room in the rest of the run to get a 58. This was gonna be a close one. We saved 2 seconds in Lake, 7 seconds in Wooded with a pretty big gold, 4 seconds across Cloud, Lost and Night Metro, and that's when something pretty incredible happened. Our PB got a pretty poor day metro time with a 4:45, which was 28 seconds off our gold. In this run, not only did we cash in on every single second of that time save that we had, but we golded by an additional 3 seconds. This put us in an unbelievable position. We were over a minute ahead of our PB, and if we kept up this pace, we would have a 58 by the end of the year. And keep up the pace, we did. Suddenly, we were leaving Bunnies with the best possible time of 58:59. To see this to the end, we'd have to play absolutely perfectly for the last 8 minutes. But alas, we made this mistake on the crate spoon.
Why did that not break?
That's very weird. This mistake on the jump to the Pokio. You way too late.
I'll just...
Yeah.
It was up here. That's fine.
And despite a perfect mech fight, we left Bowser's Kingdom with a 54.02, meaning we need a sub 5 Moon Kingdom to get a 58. And believe me, we tried. But a sub 5 Moon Kingdom is extremely difficult, and unfortunately, despite golding by 3 seconds, we finished with a 5 flat and a final runtime of 59.03. So close, yet so far. A great but tantalizing PB put a bittersweet end to 2022, and our hopes of world record were crushed before the end of the year as 040 and Gorgonim took the category so much further than it had ever been before and achieved 57s. Then it was 2023. 6 weeks later, we got back to uni and immediately got to work on our run. Although world record was now definitely out of reach, we still set our sights high and began to learn a huge number of new strats that we've been avoiding over the last few months. The first of these was actually a brand new strat I'd accidentally discovered before Christmas. There's a glitch where if you send out Cappy on the first frame after teleporting, he'd warp to the globe. This is called an O-warp, and although it's usually just a bit of a nuisance, as it turns out, it actually saves around 8 frames if you do it intentionally to deposit your moons at the end of a kingdom, totaling to a little under a second across the run. It's ridiculously hard to pull off consistently, but it marked the first new strat that we discovered by ourselves, which felt pretty cool. A lot of the rest of the strats we learned involved getting good at some 2-player movement tech, specifically the Compact Dive Bounce, or CDB. By quickly sending out and returning Cappy, you can perform a fake throw between Cappy vaults to stall in the air and gain a little more distance and height. This piece of tech is one of the rare instances where having 2 players causes a disadvantage, as it requires very tight timing and coordination between 2 separate people's inputs. There was definitely a pretty big learning curve, but learning these allowed us to pull off strats such as Frogless, Left Side, Deathless, Snowdram,
Oh my.
and Salt Triple. So it was absolutely worth the time. Jambo implemented DSS, or Dino Skip Skip, an incredibly hard one-player strat that saves around 10 seconds. We added Reverse Town, saving a couple seconds but requiring us to plant this seed within a 10-second time window from starting the run. Triple Jump Late Clip takes the already difficult late clip and scales it up to 100 by requiring a 2-frame input and extremely precise stick angle.
Oh my life.
Spiutless Luncheon saves around 10 seconds by skipping the Spiut fight with a very tight jump, but requires the entirety of the kingdom to be rerouted to be much harder. And these are only some of the big reroutes or tricks we added. In the coming weeks of January and February, we looked at every single part of our run and created more refined and efficient movement for every single jump. But still, despite everything, almost 2 whole months passed and we just couldn't PB. But during that time, we did actually manage to get our first world record. Well, not the any percent world record, but the world record for Late Kingdom at 239.017. Using Triple Jump Late Clip and some awesome 2-player tech, we were able to beat the best ever 1-player and 2-player times of this kingdom, and it still stands today as a 2-player world record. In addition to this, we rerouted the Shard section of Bowser's Kingdom and beat the old world record for this small segment by nearly a full 2 seconds. It was becoming so clear that we truly were world-class runners, but just didn't have the PB to prove it. As the weeks went on, we lost more and more runs to both big and small mistakes, despite doing dozens of attempts every session. Our sum of best was getting lower and lower by the day, but as the drought of PBs continued, we approached a huge roadblock: the Easter holidays. Similar to Christmas, we'd be back at home for a full month, which was very bad news. By now, it was the 1st of March, just 3 weeks before we were going to go back, and we needed a 58 and fast. So, we booted upstream, started attempts, and ended the night with this run. And it was only really by this point, a whole 2 months since we got back from Christmas, that things started actually fitting together. Sure, we were still making mistakes, some pretty big ones at that. But the truth of the matter is, we only needed to beat our PB by 4 seconds to get a 58. And despite the slip-ups, we managed to keep a constant lead ahead of our PB. And then we got to Luncheon. That new Spiutless route I mentioned earlier is absolutely brutal and unforgiving. And it kicked our ass.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Fine, it's still PBable.
But Jambo was right. We are at a point in our 2P journey where we had memorized and repeatedly practiced every single input in the game, and we would not let this 30-second setback stop us.
We're really good.
Oh, stuff like that.
Oh.
Nice. Alright, that's like, apart from like pillars, that's like the hardest part of moving after outside. Oh, what are pillars? Oh, apart from that, what are pillars, James? Chat. Oh, that is it. Oh, it just took this long. It shouldn't have taken this long. That is not only a 58, but that is 3rd place. That is top 3. That is a podium time with a 58, 40, maybe 41. No! That a moon gold to boot. Holy crap.
As I said just there, this PB was not only significant just because it beat the 59 barrier. This run put us within 1 minute of the world record and 3rd place on the podium. But perhaps more significant than that was the pair we knocked off to get there, Origami and Parasite. They paved the road for early 2-player speedruns, making the category what it is today and have been holding their position at the top of the leaderboards for 4 years. And to celebrate, just as we had promised chat, we took a shot. Over the past few weeks, we'd refined our movement across the whole run down to every single button press, stick angle, and panic scream at each other. Our schedule looked like this. Meet up between 2 and 4 PM every Wednesday afternoon, practice for 3 to 5 hours with a short food break, and then go live and do 5 or 6 hours of attempts, often finishing into the early hours of the morning. Some weeks we would also meet on Monday for upwards of 8 hours of practice, all on top of our uni degrees, personal lives, and my one player any percent grind. During these practice sessions, we'd reference a world record and sometimes even the task to find, combine, and even create brand new strats and bits of movement, before practicing them over and over and over again until they were almost perfect. Our run was optimized to the highest level, with absolutely insane strats and pieces of movement in every single kingdom. Our PB may have been a high 58, but as our sob moved lower and lower and eventually passed that unfathomable 56 barrier, it was apparent that 58 may have not been the final goal we were chasing after all. 58 was just a stepping stone. The world record stood at a 57.47, and we could get that, but we had just 2 more weeks to do it. So, on the 8th of March 2023, we started some runs.
It's really cool.
No, I swear. How was that not it? Sorry. I can't say that.
Oh, no worries. Good. I'm
Great
really
ball.
Smash this.
Yeah.
It's because I'm so I told you I'm 1 hour. I get the hat.
And on our very first run of the day, we PB'd by 15 seconds with 1 minute of combined time loss in Lake, Wooded,
How?
and Metro.
Oh, not,
Oh, don't worry.
If we played as far off our golds in knee splits as we did in the rest of the run, we wouldn't just have a 57, but the world record. We were pumped up, but we were scared. Playing as close to our sum of best as we needed to was not an easy thing to do, and over the coming hours we threw our heads at the wall over and over. Our viewership was rising as we got pace after pace, all anxiously watching every killed run that had the potential to be the fastest in the world.
What?
At the very least, we wanted a 57, as we only had one more chance before the break to get this. But as it approached 2 AM,
Oh my god.
the run just never came. We were tired, we were defeated, and we were ready to just call it a night. And we almost did, but with the energy of everyone in chat pushing us on to go further, we made a decision that would ultimately change our speedrunning careers forever. We decided to put on some fun music and try to do just one more run.
I do know a bit of Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, really?
I know. Dvashinogi.
Vashinogi.
Do you know what that means?
No.
Where are your legs?
Oh gosh, that's dark.
赤い帽子とひげの男と共に天空の世界へ駆け抜けろたとえそれが険しい道のりでも泳げ羽ばたけ突き落とせ
And just like that, we were out of sand with a 9:54 exit. A pretty good time, but it meant that if we wanted to get a world record, we'd have to make less than 40 seconds of mistakes in the next 50 minutes of gameplay. And with an insanely good lake clip, we managed to leave Lake 5 seconds ahead of RPB.
I thought that was so good, but apparently it's only a 39.
Apparently it's only
Obviously,
a 39.
only a 39.
Oh, only
But
39.
However, this next split, wooded, is what it all came down to. We lost 37 seconds here in RPB, and if we didn't play this kingdom perfectly, our dreams would be crushed. But luckily for us, this is how it went.
I don't know. That's very late. I feel like we might need to. I'll do a boost and then I'll land.
I don't know.
Sub 21.
Oh my god.
What on earth is this run?
Yes. Perfect. Alright. I'm a little shaky.
Okay, I need to pray.
He's standing in the corner, chat. This is world record pace.
Very record of
Very record pace. We need to play 24 of Solid RBM. Right about the egg.
That was something early.
Yeah, it's quite early.
Never experienced nerves like this before.
I don't even need to say anything. Jambo telling us, but it's not.
I'm gonna throw up. Calm, no, sit down. Sit. Fuck down. No, sit down.
Okay.
Sit down and just breathe. In through the
I
nose.
need to walk around a bit.
Oh, you can walk around. If you want to walk around, go and have a walk around.
I'll vote you first.
My heart's beating quite quickly.
I tied BTT with that TA.
So if you'd have gone a frame earlier, you would have missed.
And there we were, leaving Bowser's Kingdom with the best possible time of 57.26, 21 seconds under the world record. Our Moon Kingdom wouldn't have to be perfect by any means, but one big mistake in this entire run could be completely down the drain. The pressure was definitely on, but I think all you guys know just what happened.
What's Buster's PB?
34.
What's Mitch's PB?
35.
I shouldn't have asked. I shouldn't have asked. Such a relatable feeling being on world record pace, yeah.
I can hear you struggling for breath.
It's too far left.
Was it?
Yeah.
We're all good.
Too far left again.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, it was almost too far left again. Good.
That was just 2x dead, I think.
So what?
Exactly. Don't.
I'm so sorry.
Don't play with my emotions.
That was genuinely a few frames off missing first phase and actually killing the run. I'm putting my controller on the table in case I shake it and give you like a cat throw sometime. One more input. Chat. One more input. You know the drill. There's a horrible feeling having sweaty hands. That's it. I'm done, chat. That's my last input in the run. It's like high 3x pace, low 4x. Make that high 3x. That's insane burst pillar. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Pepper. It's up to Jambo now, yeah. It's all in his hands. That's unfortunate. This is like a 53. Oh my gosh. Jambo! That's world record. How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh my gosh, that was a 37! That's unreal! That's unreal! That is not real!
The Super Mario Odyssey 2-player any percent world record was ours. In under 5 months, we'd risen from the bottom all the way to the very top. To top it off, this run beat Jambo's 1-player PB, showing us that 2-player truly is faster, and I was actually contributing something to the run. This run was outstanding, and just missed second place on a 1-player leaderboard due to a small choke in the last kingdom. But that was a world record, and that is still where the world record stands today. This genuinely felt and still feels absolutely unreal. To have a world record in the any percent category for one of the most popular speed games in history is truly incomprehensible. And there is so much credit to give being able to get here. Thank you 04Dude and Gorgonim for your incredible devotion and work to this category. Without your time and runs to watch, compare to, and take strats from, we wouldn't have been able to achieve anything close to this. Thank you for your sportsmanship, support, and endless help, especially Gorgonim, who is our #1 supporter and rival through this whole journey. Thanks so much to all of you, my community, Jambo's community, and the SMO community as a whole. Without you watching, supporting, and cheering us on the whole way, there isn't a chance we'd be where we are now. But most of all, thank you, James. Your skill and dedication to this game is unmatched by anyone I've ever met before or likely will ever meet. You can try to give me the credit as much as you like, but without your just insane skill, there isn't a single chance we'd have gotten even close to this. But most of all, thank you for all of the long nights, deep chats, and great fun you brought. Uni has been so much better with you to hang out with each week, and I value your friendship so much further than these speedruns. So you might be wondering, where next? Well, you'll be glad to hear that in the couple months it's taken me to put together this video, James and I have been practicing a lot. In that time, we've been focusing on individual kingdoms and have claimed the world record for 9 out of the 16 in the game. This has lowered our sum of best from a 5650 to a 5547, which beats the combined world records for every kingdom in one player. As it turns out, the one player any percent world record is a 5640, and we have every intention of beating that and becoming the overall world record holders in SML. We just started doing attempts on my Twitch channel, so give that a follow to watch our next world record live. If you want to watch the full, unedited run, you can find it on Jambo's YouTube channel, and all of my and his socials will be in the description. It has been an absolutely wild ride, and I'm so excited to see and share with you guys where we can go in the future. But that's all from me, folks. My name is ZackInTheBox, and I will see you in the next one.